I'm Brett. I'm dating a dude.
Broadcasting live from an Airstream somewhere in Tornado Alley, bringing you the people, places, and stories from the Panhandle to the Red River. This is your Only in Oklahoma show.
And welcome to the February events episode of the OnlyinOKShow. I'm Brett.
And I am Harley.
You know, Old Man Winter is still got his grips firmly on my nips, man. It's chilly weather. I made chili last week without meat. It wasn't bad. There were plenty leftovers. If you want me to bring some, if you need me to bring you some.
I don't want my dogs to have digestion issues.
But they're having a chili bike event going on in Stillwater, February the 6th.
Okay, so it is the time of year.
You were trying to keep yourself from doing that.
Yes, I was. But we were just talking about movies.
Yeah.
One of the movies that I did not bring up as being one of my favorite movies.
Out cold.
No, that I can watch any time.
What?
But specifically this time of the year.
Yeah.
Groundhog Day.
I was just talking to somebody about it the other day, and then I made a reference. I was tripping around in the dark in the morning trying to get ready, and Tara's kind of moving by me, and I said, watch that first step. It's a doozy. I was like, you remember, name that movie. She's like, I don't know. It's a Groundhog Day.
Oh, my God. I would have to push her in front of a moving car if she said, I don't know.
Dude, because that's the thing. Here's the thing about Groundhog Day is it's one of those movies it's easy to remember quotes from because they repeat the line over and over and over. And, and they're key points and key lines of the movie. But Groundhog Day, I feel bad. It's been a while. I used to watch it on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in years. I may have to pick that thing back up this time going. But the problem with watching movies anymore is if you don't own it, you have to track it down on a streaming service that you may or may not have, or rent it online for $2.99.
Yeah.
If you don't own it already. And if you own it on a VHS and you don't have it, I mean, there's a million ways to watch movies, but you got to have the right reason to watch it.
I'm looking at our calendar here, and it does not actually include Groundhog Day as a holiday.
Really?
I'm offended.
To me, that's always been a staple of February.
I agree, but we need to get back on track here. We need to get back on the trail here.
Back on the trail.
The chili bike event in Stillwater is specifically around Lake McMurtry. It's 35 miles of trails around the lake.
That's a lot. And at this time of year, something tells me it'll probably be like 5 degrees.
Yeah, and
outside.
That's perfect weather for riding your bicycle outside.
Now here's the thing. Do you know any bike enthusiasts? They gobble this kind of...
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't know. Okay, I'm all for it as an event, but I do not understand you people. It's cold.
They're obsessed.
Yes.
I mean, I know some that aren't as dyed in the wool that would be riding a bike in this stuff, the snow.
Yeah, I don't. Again, I like the events. Yeah. I like the activities that happen in the state. But this is one that I'll tell you what.
It's a spectator sport.
I'll come and I'll be right there at the food trucks.
With the chili.
With the chili and the warm cocoa.
And the support. You'll be the moral support.
Sure. I mean, if by moral support you mean I'm going to drink hot coffee by the heaters there, yeah.
Here's the other thing, too. People say, hey, it's like riding a bike. Okay, so I tried to ride a bike. And I shouldn't even have to say that I tried. I was trying to fix a bike to make sure that I put the chain on right. I forgot how to ride a damn bike. It's been years since I got on a bicycle.
I think I haven't been on a bicycle in a long time, but I don't think
I don't. So when people say, oh, man, just get on, it's like riding a bike. No, it's like riding a unicycle with no seat.
But seriously, if you're a bicycle enthusiast and
this is you,
and you're made of stronger stuff than me and Brett,
if you've got ice in your veins,
then I think it's time you dust off your Huffy, you grab your helmet, and you hit the beautiful trails around the lake.
I think man, there's gotta be some expensive bikes in this thing,
dude. It's okay. So I'm sure, but these trails are not your road bike trails.
Oh yeah, these are not for just let's go cruise the lake kind of stuff.
No, this is a combination of like asphalt and off-road, totaling 35 miles. It's $40 to register, so I don't think that's that much, and there's trophies involved and that sort of stuff. Registration starts at 9 a.m. Again, I'm going to get there when the food trucks show up.
Right.
Because they all get there at 11 a.m. So I'll be there when they're serving tacos and chili and barbecue from 11 to 1. But all proceeds go to the Lake McMurtry Friends Trail maintenance efforts. So I
like that. It goes directly right back into maintaining so that you can continue the sport of insanity. Let me just talk about bike riding for a little bit. You ever seen those? Red Bull used to do it a lot where they'd like put a helmet cam on one of those professional trail bike riders, and the path is as narrow as your walking stick over there, and they're jumping and they don't hit the brakes. No way, dude. Not a chance. We did some shit when we were kids.
Dude, I'm telling you, I fully don't, I honestly can say I do not know how I survived the age of 12.
Without a helmet.
But I watched a video last night where there was a guy. I was working on this show.
Yeah.
And I was like,
let me just see.
Yeah. There was a guy riding his bike down a mountain.
I think I've probably seen the video.
There is a spot where there is a canyon on the trail, and he leaps the distance because he's going so fast. He clears the canyon, hits the other side, and goes up a hill that scared me on video.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh my, like, how could you, dude, I would have chickened out, and I would have slid, I would have missed the drop off, and I would have fell 100 feet to my death.
And I'm supposed to know how to ride a bike.
Yeah.
It's like watching those people that do base jumping. They're insane. I mean, I say I'm an adrenaline junkie until I see somebody really putting it on the line, and I'm like,
you say you're an adrenaline junkie, but can we be honest that you're a Twinkie junkie?
I am a Twinkie junkie, as long as they're vegan and not deep fried and fat. But yeah, definitely a great event coming up.
And one of the cool things, if you like this type of activity, you can reserve a campsite right there on the spot. You've got your own warm bed waiting for you after the ride. I think that's a great idea.
Or if you're not riding at all, the proceeds still go to a great cause.
Absolutely.
It supports small business. There's going to be plenty of food trucks.
And, it's Stillwater, which I don't know if you're aware of this or not.
It's a pretty cool town.
Stillwater was voted America's friendliest college town.
Now, I'm not trying to throw shade, but about 20 some odd years ago, they were also voted in Rolling Stone, or was it Playboy magazine, is in the top 10 party towns as well. So, depending on what you're in for,
Stillwater's got you covered.
There's all kinds of different bowls to fill.
So, if you're interested in that event, you can check out the website lakemcmurtry.org.
So, moving on, I like music that's kind of progressive, kind of a ding dong bing boom, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Jazz, it's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
It's not. I mean, I'm sure my contemporaries want to shoot me now because I love music, but it is not for. But not more to the point, if it is for you or it's not for you, if you're like, you know what, I'd like to check this out. I think jazz is probably best served
live. There have been plenty of times where I have heard jazz in a digital form, and I'm like, it's cool.
Right.
It's not my favorite, but you put me in a bar or a venue
where it's a little smoky, a little bit, you know what I mean?
And the jazz act comes on, I'm all in.
I think there's a lot of music, piggybacking on that, there's a lot of music that's best live.
Mm-hmm.
It just, there's a vibe.
Energy.
There's an energy when there's a bunch of people just like you collectively in one spot enjoying the same, you kind of feed off, again, it's the energy. You kind of feed off each other. Well, if this is kind of your thing, then SWOSU Jazz Fest coming up in Weatherford, February the 10th through the 11th.
Dude, did you know that Weatherford's a jazz town?
No.
This is the 52nd year of them doing a jazz festival.
I've been on the earth 44 years, most of which I've been aware of what's going on around me. No idea.
Dude, I've been to Weatherford 25 times this year.
Right.
And even as many times as I've been to Weatherford just this year, if you would have said...
You've been to Weatherford 52 times this year and didn't know they had a jazz festival for the 52nd year.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I had no idea. I've been to SWOSU. Connor had a summer event last year at SWOSU, and I had no idea that they have like a real legitimate jazz scene in Weatherford.
Well, it's an annual jazz show. I mean, we're talking renowned jazz musicians come to play at this festival. It's like the Diva Jazz Orchestra.
Also known as 3D.
Also known as 3D. They're going to be headlining the show. Now, in 2016, they received the Audelco Awards Music Production of the Year.
Yes. There's a band. This will throw you if you're not on the scene, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
There's a band called Arts and Crafts.
Really?
Yeah. So when you're looking at the calendar of events and you're like Arts and Crafts on Thursday,
you're thinking, okay,
what?
That's different.
Why would that be a part of a jazz festival? No, it's a band.
It's a band. Friday's going to be kind of like a jam. They're going to be
all day long jazz.
All day long jazz, high school bands, college bands, everybody coming together and doing a big deal on Friday night. And then it concludes with Arts and Crafts being featured on the SWOSU, with the SWOSU Jazz Ensemble at 8 p.m. All this takes place at SWOSU's Fine Arts Center.
In Weatherford, Oklahoma, yes. Yeah, so if you're interested in listening to some jazz, some real jazz, then go to swazu.edu.
You know what's harder to play than jazz? Saying SWOSU Jazz Festival.
Oh, yeah. There might be a few versions of that in the outtakes.
Like, everything about it's complicated. So, you're a lake. You like lake activity. Let me take that back. You kind of you're a lake guy. You're also you've been known to dress up as a druid. So, you like lake stuff and D&D stuff. So, tell me about this Grand Lake Renaissance Festival.
So, the Grand Lake Renaissance Festival in Grove, Oklahoma will be held February 12th and 13th. So, here's the way I like to look at this.
Okay.
If you feel like, you know how a lot of people say, I should have been born in the 70s.
Right.
Well, if you feel like you should have been born in the 40s, say like the 1540s,
this is perfect.
This is the event for you.
This is for you.
You can join villagers of the year 1540 in welcoming the Triple Crown Queen to Queens Ferry, Scotland during the annual Grand Lake Renaissance Festival.
Now, what I like about Renaissance festivals, I always go back, and I don't care. Every time we could do a Renaissance festival show, and I have to bring up this story at least once. How long ago? 15 years ago, maybe. We went to the medieval fair
in Norman,
and we're walking around. And there are people eating Dippin' Dots and da-da-da-da-da. And the guy in, like, the Nike socks pulled up goes, this isn't how they did it back then. Like, which part? The guy selling pickles or how do you even know? Marty McFly? Like, tell me where your vast knowledge of medieval... Yeah, you wouldn't be alive because they didn't have Velcro. And they would have thought you were a witch.
So I think if you are trying to find the right event,
right,
to sport your new suit of armor,
right, if you're a chain male, sorry,
this is going to be the place for you. And you can probably enter into some events, test your mettle against other people who also have new suits of armor,
right? Or
Or you can just watch, which is something that you and I would probably do.
Or squire ye maiden about the grounds of middle America. Sorry, I know.
But more importantly, if you need to buy a suit of armor, I promise you, there's a dude making one right now that's going to be at this event.
Oh, yeah.
And he will be more than happy to fit you for it.
How many plague doctors are there going to be?
I don't know. That's a good one.
I bet there's going to be quite a few.
I'm pretty sure they missed this event last year because of COVID.
I mean, you know, if there was ever a time we needed a plague doctor, it'd be during a plague, right?
I would think so.
Well,
and again, speaking of vendors, though, there are going to be, turkey legs and ale and all the
mead.
Yeah, mead.
And
honey mead.
Potions and wares of all types of stuff.
Or if you need another one of those crossbows, the wooden crossbows that just shoot the...
Or a scabbard. Or a lance. I don't... Is that something? A lance?
A lance. A lance is a thing. A scabbard is something that you put a sword in.
Oh, yeah. If you need something to sheathe your dagger, we have scabbards. I don't know. I'm learning. I didn't realize when I started dating someone that was fascinated with Renaissance, she has an armory that would put most people to shame. Like, what is in this bag? Oh, it's just knives. Like, it's just, there's all kinds of daggers and knives, and she used to have some next to she's she's crazy. Help me. Yeah, she's definitely a medieval witch.
Well, we'll put some links in the show notes for that one. And after the break, we've got a couple more awesome events happening in the month.
And I'll give you a clue. An affair of the heart.
It is the very beginning of February.
You were almost going to say it.
No, it is the very beginning of February.
And you're right. It's not. You're right.
It is the very beginning of February.
It is the very beginning.
Which means that by federal law, your employer must have already given you your W-2.
Give me my W-2s, you bloody...
If your employer has not yet provided you your W-2 and you need some legal advice on that, or if you have your W-2 and you don't know what to do with it.
And you don't know what to do? I thought you were going to make it into a song.
Dude, that was awesome. I missed that entirely.
If you don't have your W-2 and you don't know what to do, call Holiday.
Yes, Holiday Tax Group are family and locally owned and operated since 2010. They give a 20% discount to all military personnel and teachers, and you can get a free 30-minute consultation by calling 405-730-3100.
Have you ever tried to talk to me on the phone for 30 minutes? That's why I haven't called them, because what happens if I go 45? I guess I'll find out.
Or you can find them on the internet at holidaytaxgroup.com.
That's Holiday with 2 L's. Okay, I don't know how many times you've been to the Affair of the Heart. I've been technically twice, but once really went through the thing. It's really a one and done for me. It's mostly for the women.
I think we say this about a lot of
no,
and arts.
It's called an Affair of the Heart.
And we don't have them.
Men doesn't have those. Men's don't have those.
Men's doesn't have those.
I'm just saying, I just needed to see. I need to see it from my own eyes, man. I wanted to see what's been all the fuss. They've had I don't know how many years now the Affair of the Heart's been going on. It's been a cool minute.
It has, and it is one of the largest arts and crafts shows in the U.S.
Let me jump in here, okay?
You jump.
When I
I'm going to keep the jump rope going. You jump right in.
When I worked in radio.
Yes.
People didn't want me to get... I swear to... As God is my witness, give me a Book of the Dead to put my hand on right now. A Necronomicon.
I don't want tickets to Guns N' Roses.
Can you get... Hey, man. Hey, Brad. How you doing? Oh, I'm good. What's up, man? What can I have? I was just kind of wondering if you could, give me some tickets. Yeah, Garth Brooks, Chris Stapleton. No, Affair of the Heart. I'm like, let me see what I can do. And I'm telling you right now, they're harder to get free tickets to the Affair of the Heart than it is to Garth Brooks. They're one of the most sought after tickets in the history of tickets.
But they're not that expensive.
But you know how many bras I saw because of Affair of the Heart tickets?
Oh my God.
But anyway, I don't know how many years it's been going on, but I had to go. There's a lot of bedazzled stuff. A lot of,
But more importantly,
what?
One of the things that it is known for, and one of the reasons that it is one of the largest arts and crafts shows in the country.
What's that?
Is because it's really known for the quality and the variety of merchandise.
It's not like a flea market where there's a bunch of knockoff stuff. Now, granted, there are a bunch of things that people take liberties with and make, custom made like Yellowstone Yeti cups and stuff like that. But these are people that travel. There's a circuit of local crafters that come. The Fair of the Heart's a big deal.
It's so big that it's literally at the State Fair Park arena, or the State Fair Park in Oklahoma City.
Yeah. And
it covers multiple buildings. It's huge.
Yeah, it really is. If you've never been there's a way, I didn't know this. They have arrows on the floor. that you're only supposed to go when you walk into every area. There's a flow. Mm-hmm. You follow these arrows, and if you walk against it, people are like, you're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. Oh, you're cutting in line. You're going the wrong. I mean, they take this stuff seriously, and they also have these little carts. We have one, of course. Every woman in the family has a Affair of the Heart buggy, and what you do is you go through. You make a trip through. If you see something you like, you come back to it, or you come back the next day, and you're like, we're going to go back and get the thing, and you load your thing up. You roll it out to the car. You unload it. You come back. Wash, rinse, repeat.
Oh my God.
This is my life, man. All
so,
right.
If you are not like Brett and you would like to go back to an Affair of the Heart in Oklahoma City, the website is AAOTH.com.
Look.
And affairoftheheart.com. We'll put a link in the show notes.
I will be with you the February 11th and the 13th. So we'll find an affair of the, I don't know what to do. But it's a woman only thing.
You know, one of the things that I'm not 100% on for an Affair of the Heart.
What?
I don't put a lot of emphasis on food.
Well, they do have like fair food stuff outside, like your normal like corn dogs and turkey legs.
Which
stuff.
you can't eat any
I can't
of that.
have any. I can't eat anything. And my life is complicated.
Have we officially announced on the show that
that I've come out as vegan?
Yeah.
I've been in denial. I don't like to use labels.
Do your parents know?
Only have one parent left. Everybody else is dead. But they know.
I'm sorry. Does your mom know that you're a vegan?
She knows, and she just, I offer.
She just shakes her head and says she'll pray for you?
Here's what she does to me, okay? She comes and babysits the boys, and I'm like, hey, we got plenty to eat. She's like, and I come back, what'd you eat? She's like, I had a piece of bread with some peanut butter on it. I have food in there. And she's like, nah, I'm good. I got meatballs. And she's like, that ain't meatballs. So. Now, even my mom that lives like a hermit on her diet won't even touch. It's like I'm in a cult. Like people, I don't want to know about it. Don't talk to me about it. I mean, I've lost people. I can't get people to answer the phone.
Dude, you were telling me about something that you had cooked, and I love you, and I'm not judging at all, but you were describing the food that you made, and it literally made my stomach hurt. Just hearing the words that came out of your mouth, I like indigestion. Oh.
Yeah, and that's funny where you're pointing where you have indigestion. I have indigestion there, so it may be gut leak. I don't know what's going on, but on my way here.
Did you find something?
I did find something, because I was thinking to myself, okay, I could do what I normally do and get the Impossible Whopper.
Oh.
But after hearing you wince and moan and groan, I'm like, if I tell him I get an Impossible Whopper again, he's gonna drive me to the store and buy me groceries and stuff that I don't need just to feed me something to flush out the Impossible Whopper. So I stopped in Blanchard. I've never been here before. Wait,
I go to Blanchard on a regular basis. There are no vegan restaurants in Blanchard.
There's not. But I was like, there's a burrito restaurant. I know there is a burrito grill. Surely they can fix me up.
No.
Damn sure did.
For real. They served you vegan food.
So here's what happened. I pull up to the drive-thru. The kid goes, what can I help you with? I said, look, man, I can't do meat. I can't do dairy. He's like, okay, so what do you want? I said, here's what I want you to do. Put everything on there. And then he'd come back and go, can you have this? I'd go, yes. Can you have that? He goes, you want it in a bowl? I said, man, I'll make an exception this time to put it on a tortilla.
Uh-huh.
Dude, they freaking they loaded it up with the rice, the beans, all the stuff I could have. Cilantro, I just don't like cilantro. I think the general consensus with cilantro, tell me if I'm wrong here, there's no gray area. You either like it or you hate it.
No,
or love it, hate it. There's no, I can tolerate it. No, people just, it is the most divisive herb in the herb category. Is it not? Anyway.
It is.
So, loads me up. They grill this thing up. I mean, it was nice and it didn't fall apart. And I paid more for burritos that just fall apart and because I told him, I said, put everything you think I can get on there. I just don't want it. I don't want it spilling out in the car. It was nice and tight, and they gave me an unsweet tea and really good burrito for the price.
So Burrito Grill, they have great burritos.
Uh-huh.
The meat that they serve at Burrito Grill is really good. So A, you missed out.
Yeah, I know.
B, They have a really cool backstory, so we're going to do a burrito grill show sometime in the near future. They have a really cool backstory.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil it.
Don't spoil it, but honest to goodness, if you're in, again, we're going to do a show about it, but if you're in Blanchard,
see if they're open, because they have weird hours.
Yeah, I do have weird hours. I got lucky tonight. Right there on the main strip, you can't miss it. It's right there, right before you run out of right before you run out of buildings. I mean, it's right there on the edge of town, literally.
That's a good way to explain it. But we really need to get on with the show.
Yeah. You're gaslighting me about this freaking burrito.
Why am I gaslighting you?
I don't know, because we're going to the Gaslight Theater.
So our final event for the month of February, Gaslight Theater presents Clue.
Oh, cool.
In Enid, Oklahoma, February 11th through the 19th.
Clue was a favorite movie of the 80s.
Dude, I love it. We were talking about favorite movies and movies that we can watch again and again.
Mm-hmm.
I can watch Clue a lot.
Everybody knows it was Colonel Mustard, right? In the movie, was it Colonel Mustard, or was that a round of the game I played where it was Colonel Mustard?
No, the movie had 47 endings.
Yeah, it did have 47 endings, didn't it? But Clue, I love a good murder mystery, and Clue is really kind of it's the godfather of all whodunits.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds like a ton of fun.
No, Tim Curry is brilliant to begin
and
with.
Everything. Mm-hmm.
And this movie, the movie Clue.
Yeah. It had it was an ensemble. It was just an ensemble, great cast.
One of my favorite lines from the movie Clue. Being killed is pretty final, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Speaking of Clue, and we'll get to the event. Have you ever seen Knives Out?
I have not.
If you like Clue.
You say stuff like this.
I know it. No. I know, but this isn't me recommending an Italian restaurant and failing miserably.
Oh, my stomach still hurts from the Italian restaurant.
And that's why I don't eat Italian food anymore.
Yeah.
Because I hate it so much, because it had parents. That's not why. Watch Knives Out. It is a great... Daniel Craig is perfect in that movie. Anyway, go ahead.
Back on script here.
Reel me in.
So it is based... The play is based on the 1985 movie, which was inspired by the Hasbro board game,
right?
Clue.
Probably...
How many people have played Clue?
Oh,
I think
God.
most people
I don't have
under
a clue.
30.
I don't have a clue how many. Sorry. I will say that it's got to be one of the earliest, crossover merchandise to movie. Maybe Transformers. I think Transformers was first. What would be earlier than that?
There's no way that Transformers came out before 85.
Okay. No, you're right.
So,
do we need to ask?
No, I don't think there's anything that predates it. A board game that was made into a movie before Clue doesn't exist.
No, I know that it doesn't exist, but I'm talking about taking a property, intellectual property, and making a big screen version of it. I don't know, because there was a lot of muddied water back then.
G.I. Joe. Was it a cartoon? Was it an action figure first? Stuff like that. Yeah, there's a bunch of that sort of stuff.
Right.
But
anyway,
this stands in a class of its own.
It stands on itself.
So this event, though, you get to have dinner, and then you get to enjoy the comedy whodunit, which I think is awesome. And I think they'll probably put their own spin on it. Obviously, they're not just trying to remake the movie. So you get to try to figure out who did it, and I think it sounds like a lot of fun. And unless you're Colonel Mustard, then
you're all right. You're in good shape.
Yeah, I think so.
You did it, man. We knew he did it.
Yeah,
we had a clue. Sorry.
Anyway, it's at the Gaslight Theater in Enid, Oklahoma. If you're interested, it's gaslighttheater.org.
Well, as we're going through the calendar, it seems like everything's right on time. There's plenty of things to do. Always something different. I mean, you saw it for everything from trail riding to murder mysteries and everything. I hate to say in between, but really there's something for everybody in the month of February, and there's probably stuff that we missed.
And there's something that we're doing this weekend.
Yes, we are. We are doing our second annual Polar Plunge. No, we didn't do it last year.
We did not do it last year.
They put it... You know what?
They didn't do anything. We did it.
Right.
We skipped it.
We skipped it. So we are going to be taking part yet again in the Polar Plunge in Medicine Park. And yeah, we're going to have some video. And if you're down there, come say hi.
If we can make a video that doesn't have any curse words in it, we will release it on the internet.
Summer friggin' second. I can, believe it or not.
I can't. It's
you
cold.
Can't not
Dude,
cuss.
that is cold water.
I know, but I cannot cuss.
I channel like a Navy veteran truck driver when I get super cold.
Here's how I get away with not cussing in a situation like this. I don't want to draw any undue attention to myself simply because I won't be plunging in, but kind of slinking into the water because I'm not the strongest swimmer. I'm really not. So I'm probably going to go down there early and like with a stick and go shallow, shallow, deep, and kind of determine where on the rock I need to slink off into the water. So I'm not going to be like, mother, and people are like, look at that idiot. I'm just not going to do it. This will be the only time where I'm doing this for the fans only. This is not a character building exercise. I'm already in the middle of that one, being plant-based.
One of the things that we'd really like to ask you to do, though, as a listener, give us a review.
Please do.
We'd love to read it on the podcast, but more importantly, we'd like to know what you think should be improved, what directions you like us to go, that sort of thing. So on whatever podcast platform you're using,
we're everywhere.
Give us a review. Be honest. We like 5 stars, but we like honesty better.
Mm-hmm. The 1-star reviews are as much fun to read as the 5-star reviews.
Occasionally they cut kind of deep.
Oh yeah, there's some that in our old iteration of what we used to do that I still have fond memories of being up late at night going, God, am I that bad?
This guy like hates my parents.
Like, Harley, are you thinking about replacing me? Did he take it too far? But anyway, this has been the OnlyinOK Show. New shows every week. Hey, and if you're in Medicine Park, come see us. This is Brett.
And I'm Harley, and we're out of here.
Peace.
Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
No, hold on.
Yeah.
Did you do that on purpose?
I did.
Okay, that was good. I like it.
I am going to hit record.
Go ahead.
So, I work with a guy who's kind of a movie nerd. He should be. He worked at a movie store, and worked in the movie store and an adjacent movie theater in the same small town. So he's kind of like he was a redneck Kevin Smith, Quentin Tarantino. Anyway, we were talking about movies. And we were talking about comic movies, and he's kind of getting tired of them. And in a way, I am too. I think there's been way too many comic book movies, but I think, honestly, the comic book, the IPs that the comic book creators it's really the only thing keeping Hollywood going. I mean, your small screen stuff is doing okay, but, in the horror genre, but the other thing is we don't have a lot of just. There for a while, it was superhero this, superhero that. It's been kind of a dead space for superhero movies as of late. I think everybody's kind of anticipating what DC's got going on because they've got the Batman coming out in March, and then Aquaman comes out either this summer or next summer or closer to the November or something like that. DC's got some stuff they're pumping out, but Marvel's kind of hit the skids. I mean, they've got some straight to it's not VOD, but it is. I mean, it's essentially VOD, but it's all streaming. I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of the newer Marvel stuff. I started the Eternals, and then Tara's like, "Hey, I wanted to watch that." By the way, it's really hard to watch anything. I literally have to just watch it and then somehow go back and take it off my watched queue. That way it doesn't alert her that I've watched it. I'm dating a dude. She likes everything that I like. Like, I got most of the way through Peacemaker, and I was like, shit, she's gonna like this. But then I was like, you know what? Can I have one thing? So I watched all 4 of the first 4 episodes of Peacemaker, but like, she says to me the other day, she goes, can't you just find like a karate movie or something? I'm like, no. There's not a ton of just Ready Player One to access karate movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only watch some of and there are movies I can, I've asked this, what are your movies? Like it's a lazy Saturday afternoon or a lazy Sunday afternoon, you're by yourself. What are your go-to? Do you have any go-tos? You're like, you know what? I'm going to dust this one off.
Man, there are a lot of them, but so I like, as far as watching movies multiple times,
Yeah.
I like the movie Sneakers.
Sneakers.
Oh, you're kidding me. Sidney Poitier.
Rest in peace.
It's got River Phoenix in it. Dude, are you kidding me right now? You've never seen Sneakers?
I don't think so. Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd was, Dan Aykroyd.
God, it's got everybody in it.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's a brilliant movie.
Robert Redford, Dan Aykroyd,
Yes.
Ben Kingsley, Mary
Yes.
McDonnell, River Phoenix, Sidney Poitier, David Strathairn. Wow. Okay. It rings a bell, but not very loud.
There is a Clint Eastwood movie,
Mhm.
Absolute Power.
Part of the Dirty Harry saga.
No, he is...
No. Yeah. No, you're right.
He's a thief.
He's a thief. Oh, man. I was thinking, what was the movie where the opening scene, they've got the radio control car? Oh, God. Go ahead. Tell me about your movie, and I'll tell you about that movie.
Basically, he's a thief, and he witnesses the president
Mm-hmm.
kill somebody.
Ah, okay. Some of these movies just go right by me.
Great movie. I like Rounders. I could watch Rounders every day.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I like Constantine. Whenever Constantine comes on television,
Mm-hmm.
I'm stuck there.
The Deadpool.
Yes.
That's the one that had "Welcome to the Jungle" in the soundtrack.
Yeah.
That was part of the Dirty Harry.
Ballsack.
Basically, the Dirty Harry Ballsack. Do you remember what was the movie where he played a helicopter pilot?
Who?
Clint Eastwood, and it takes place. It's called Blue. No, it's Firefox. You remember that?
Yes. You were thinking Blue Thunder.
I was thinking of Blue Thunder,
which is not Clint Eastwood and not a movie
No.
and not that good. Okay, so we're talking festivals today,
Oh, we are.
and you're a vegan.
So I basically what? Is there a vegan festival?
Dude, Bristol, Oklahoma.
Home of the vegan capital of the world.
No. The Bristol Tabouli Festival.
Oh, wow. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I can definitely wear my Crocs to the Tabouli Festival and not be judged by anyone.
It's held on Route 66.
Really? A Tabouli Festival? That's the damnedest
In May.
That's the damnedest thing I've ever heard.
Tabouli and belly dancers.
Wow. That could be fun.
It's basically a Lebanese heritage.
In
Festival.
Bristol.
Yeah.
Weird.
Okay, I'm saving this. No, I'm just going to put it in the notes for a show. New note.
Have we? I know we haven't, but have you thought of for what we could call this thing?
What we could call what thing?
This show.
No, just quit trying. You just like to label shit.
Just don't you think it sounds better if it's got a name?
No, I think you're.
So if you just had a dog and just you'd be content with just naming it dog?
We don't have names for our other shows.
I'm saying, would you just say dog?
This is the OnlyinOK interview episode.
Well,
No.
I know, but it doesn't. It's specific to one thing, though.
No, it's really not.
Because you could say today, "Hey, welcome to the show. Today we have so and so from such and such." Done. This is more segment. This is segmented more. I just feel like this should have something that says,
No, stop.
"Hey, it's a duck because it walks like one."
I've only brought in one show ever, and I don't like it.
Why? I don't understand.
I don't know.
For somebody that gives me such a hard time about squeezing myself to my own voice, you refuse to squeeze yourself to your own voice.
Maybe it's because you do it so much.
Oh my!
That I cannot make myself do it because I feel like I might be turning into you. Like, oh crap, I'm going to start looking at myself in the mirror. Every time there's a reflection of me, I'm going to have to stop and fix my beard and say something in a weird accent. Okay. Brett Burrito.
Okay.
Check.
Yeah, check.
I need coffee.
God damn it. I'm going to just bring it in. And welcome. And welcome.
And welcome to the show.
And welcome to the show. Today we're talking the calendar of events. We're talking about the calendar of events. The caliber of events. The sheer caliber. The caliber of events. And welcome to the show. Today we're talking about the February calendar of events. And I am Brett. And that's how we warm up. And welcome to the show. We're putting things on the internet right now.
Are familiar with my youngest daughter, Madeline.
Mm-hmm.
She is the scariest basketball player in her grade.
Scary.
Not in her grade at her school,
Uh-huh.
like in her grade level.
Yeah.
People are terrified of my daughter on the basketball court.
Because she busts them up or what?
She has a game face. I'm claiming it. I think it's me, but kid looks pissed.
Really? Or is it her teammates or like the opposing team or everybody?
All of her teammates love her. All the parents love her, but
She's intense.
She's a straight up badass on the basketball court, and
Well, that's cool, man. You got yourself a bona fide killer.
do you know what I'm telling you?
Like, who are we gonna get? Just send Maddie in.
Yeah, like I mean, it's
Does
hilarious.
she need a gun? No, just send her in.
It's hilarious when you look at Madeline and go, "Oh yeah, she's the bruiser on the team."
Right.
Like,
Because she what about 5'5"?
dude, she's 5'4", if that.
Buck 20?
Yeah,
Yeah. She's a sweetheart, but I could see it. She's got some, she's,
dude, when they start pushing her, like all
She
of a
pushes
sudden,
back.
oh yeah.
it's like Teen Wolf when they're like gathering around her. She's like,
I hate to admit it, but
Yeah.
when they start getting physical with her,
you kind of bristle
dude,
up a little bit.
I'm so pumped.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you bristled out.
tomahawked this girl in the head, and I thought the girl wasn't ever getting back up. Like Madeline went to get the ball
and hit her instead.
and came down on this girl's head, and that girl just collapsed to the floor and slid into the wall.
Wow.
I was like, "Holy shit, that was
You're
awesome!"
like,
Dude, I was so. And Amber's like, "You can't do that." She's like, like she doesn't want me to be. And I'm like, "Get her."
you don't want her to, she didn't want you to applaud her.
Yeah.
Like, that's funny. Well, good for her. Glad she's enjoying it.
Yeah. All right.
Some kids don't want, real quick, some kids don't want to get hit. Some kids don't want to hit. They just want to, like, shoot the ball.
And Madeline would be fine with that.
Yeah.
But when you come at her, she does not back down.
Well,
And she ramps up.
you've met her mother.
Oh, yeah.
So, and apparently it's just runs through the bloodline of just
Yeah.
badass women every.
Still taking credit for the game face.
Oh, you gave it to her?
Dude, I'm telling you, she looks intimidating on the court. Like, I wouldn't want to fight her on a basketball court.
Let me see your war face.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. 3, 2, 1.